Hey guys, welcome back to the Curly Reader. My name's Amanda, and today I'm going to share with you all of the things that I currently have checked out from my local library. All right, so these are things that I currently have checked out physically for me for the most part. There are a couple things in here that are like for me and my kids. But for the most part, these are all things that I wanted to get, and so I got them for me to read, and then I'm also sharing some of them with my kids as well. So a lot of this is left over from middle grade March. I have returned the things that I'm like, I'm not going to get around to reading that. That's fine. These are all things that I have checked out that I'm still planning on reading. When? Who knows? But someday. We'll see. So let's just get into this. Like I said, almost all of this is middle grade. So I do have one adult book and a couple of YA graphic novels. So other than that, it's all middle grade. So just be prepared. The one adult book I have checked out is Where the Lost Wander by Amy Harmon. This is the book club selection for Angie at Science Mama, her book club that she started, historical fiction book club. And so this actually, I've had this on hold for forever and it just came in. So that was good timing for that because that is the book club selection for May. So that's the one adult book I have. And then the rest of this is middle grade. So I have a graphic novel, Allergic, by Megan Wagner Lloyd and Michelle Mean Nutter. This is about a girl who really wants a puppy and then finds out she's allergic to dogs. And so she can't get a pet. And so that's what that's about. And I'm excited to read it. I've heard good things. This was a cover pickup. This was in, I always go through the new books in my library's middle grade area. It's called Red Stars, The Case of Victor and Nadia's Notebooks. And it says, attention, the pages enclosed herewith did not pass the censorship inspection and have therefore been classified non-compliant and dangerous. Adequate clearance is required to read on. All breaches will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. I don't know. Leningrad, 1941. Twins Victor and Nadia are 12 years old when Hitler's Germany declares war on the Soviet Union. With little notice, the city's children are evacuated on trains that are meant to take them to safety. Shockingly, Victor and Nadia are separated and disaster befalls them both. As the terrible conflict rages, each embarks on a desperate race across snow and ice, struggling through the destruction in an effort to be reunited. Their chances are minuscule, but they never lose hope. Red Stars is a chilling story of courage, bravery, love in the face of terrifying and dangerous world. This deeply personal account of the power of truth and what it means to be a hero will inspire and awe readers. But it is told in like journal entry kind of letters, and like even the print has like writing in it and stuff. I don't know. It seemed really cool. So I'm down. This was another one that was just a cover by Real by Carol Kujek and Peyton Goddard. This one says inspired by a true story. My name is Charity. I'm 13 years old. Actually 13 years plus 87 days. I love sour gummies and pepperoni pizza. The last part no one knows because I have not spoken a sentence since I was born. Each dawning day I live in terror of my unpredictable body that no one understands. It says Charity may have mad math skills and near perfect memory, but with a mouth that can't speak and a body that jumps, rocks, and howls unpredictably, most people incorrectly assume she cannot learn. Charity's brain works differently from most people's because of her autism, but she's still funny, determined, and kind. So why do people treat her like a disease or ignore her like she's invisible? When Charity's parents enroll her in a public junior high school, she faces her greatest fears. Will kids make fun of her? Will her behavior get her kicked out? Will her million thoughts stay locked in her head forever? With the support of teachers and newfound friends, Charity will have to fight to be treated like a real student. Inspired by a true story, it speaks to all those who've ever felt they didn't belong and reminds readers that all people are worthy of being included. So that seemed good. I was seeing okay, so Peyton Goddard's. No, I was going to see if the author, if it was Own Voices. So Carol Kujek has a PhD. I don't know what in, but Peyton Goddard knows how it feels to be labeled as incapable of learning. For 22 years, her unpredictable body and inability to speak led people to assume she was mentally challenged. Once she gained a dependable mode of communication, not only did she learn, she graduated from college as valedictorian. Today, she's an advocate for inclusion who writes and presents about valuing all people and protecting those most vulnerable from abuse. Her message centers on changing this worrisome world through compassionate understanding and support for all. Very cool. So it sounds like it has some own voices kind of thing in it. Okay. Next, we have Ways to Make Sunshine by Renee Watson. This one I have heard is like kind of Ramona-esque, but I have enjoyed Renee Watson's books. Yeah, it says, move over, Ramona Quimby. Portland has another neighbor you have to meet. So I got this purely for the purpose of reading this out loud to my kids. I have just heard it has great representation and diversity in it, and we just finished like a kind of heavier book, and so I figured this would be a really good like in-between book. Ryan is the girl's name in it. I don't know. So yeah, I have no idea, but that's all I knew. All right, Dusty Bowling, The Canyon's Edge. This one, I read The Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus and The Momentous Events in the Life of a Cactus by Dusty Bowling. And so this is another one by her. I don't really know. What do you fear dying? Are you likely to die in this situation? Yes. I don't know. There was a shooting that killed her mom, and her dad surprises her with a trip to explore Slot Canyon Deep in Arizona desert. So, I don't know, but it's told in like regular prose right here, and then it switches over to in verse, and then at the end it switches back to prose for a few chapters. So I think the in verse is like while she's at the canyon, but I don't know. So I just got that because I had read that author, and I really want to check it out. I also have I Can Make This Promise by Christine Day. This was one that we had considered choosing for middle grade March as our group book. Christine Day is an Indigenous author or a Native author. And so I just wanted to check this out because I had read the first couple of chapters and really, really liked it. So I have that one. I have These Unlucky Stars by Gillian McDunn. This is a new release. This was on one of my most anticipated middle grade new releases for the year, or for the winter, I think. Spring? I don't remember. It says the library got it in April. I don't know. Can You Make Your Own Luck? Annie has always been the odd one out in her family. Her dad and brother just don't understand her creativity or spontaneity. They are so practical, so predictable. And ever since her mother left a few years ago, Annie has been reluctant to get close to anyone. When a poor decision lands Annie in hot water, she must make amends by watching her elderly neighbor's weird dog all summer. As Annie begins to connect with her neighbor Gloria, it becomes clear that Gloria won't be able to live on her own for much longer. But it's this brief and important friendship that gives Annie the confidence to let people in and see how rich life can be when you decide to chart your own path to happiness. This sounds a lot like Walking with Miss Millie, which I read last year and really liked. This sounds like I'm going to like it. All right. Another one that I've been recommended by a lot of people, The Barren Grounds by David A. Robertson. I have heard, this is book one in a new series. I've heard it has Narnia vibes, but it also is like indigenous also. That's literally the only thing that I know about it. So, I don't know. That's what I got. All right, I have Brave in the Woods by Tracy Holzer. We all know that I loved Everything in the Universe by Tracy Holzer. And so she has a new book out, Brave in the Woods. It came out, I don't know, March. It says March. It's been this year. And it's like has to do with fairy tale retellings. According to her grandmother, Anya, Junie's family is descended from the brothers Grimm, who were cursed by a witch to suffer extreme luck, both good and bad. So when she wakes up in the middle of the night with this distinct feeling of antlers growing in, she knows the curse is awakening too. The very next day, the chaplain arrives to tell her family that Connor has gone missing in action. Oh, her older brother must have gone into the military, maybe? I don't know. Sounded good. All right. I picked up a couple of like YA age graphic novels. I just went through all the graphic novels, like the graphic novel section in the library one day and grabbed a bunch. So I have Foiled by Jane Yolen. The flap says that Illyria Carstairs. I don't know. Carstairs. I don't know. Doesn't fit in. She's invisible at high school. She's too visible in the fencing gym. She's starting to wonder, where does she belong? But the graphics seemed like something I would like, so I grabbed that. I also grabbed Almost American Girl by Robin Ha. This is a memoir about a girl who, it's been like her and her mom in Seoul, Korea, and then they come to Alabama, and then it says when a trip to visit friends in Huntsville, Alabama, unexpectedly becomes a permanent relocation. Following her mother's announcement that she's getting married, she is like having to deal with all this. So it's like how she dealt with all that. I also grabbed Fever Year, the killer flu of 1918, because it has to do with the Spanish flu. I thought it'd be interesting. It's very informative. That's not a good page because that's like, has a lot of words. Very informative. I've read a few pages of it. I really liked it so far. All right, and then I grabbed a couple of books because, like I said, we're studying World War II right now. Or I didn't say that, did I? We're studying World War II right now in homeschool with the girls. And so I grabbed Lois Lowry's poetry, like in verse thing. It's On the Horizon, World War II Reflections. Has to do with Pearl Harbor specifically. It's very short, but I thought that would be good to read with them. And then I also got the graphic novel Survivors of the Holocaust, True Stories of 6 Extraordinary Children. And so it goes through each of these kids and like what they went through in the Holocaust and and how they survived. And I like it because at the end, at the back, where did it go? It has pictures of all of them as old people. I love it. So we'll read that when we get to that part. Picture book. I Am Frida Kahlo. I love the Ordinary People Change the World series by Brad Meltzer. That's this series. This is the most recent edition, is I Am Frida Kahlo. But they have this many. I can't see if you can see that. But that many books. Our favorites have been I Am Helen Keller, and I Am Jackie Robinson, and I Am Amelia Earhart, I think, were our favorites so far. But they have everything from I Am Billie, what's her name? Billie Jean King? Is that right? I can't read. It's so small. I Am Walt Disney. I Am Lucille Ball. I Am Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Albert Einstein. They have all these different ones. And they're still coming out with them, but they're just like biographies of these people, and the illustrations are so much fun, and they're so informative, and they're so great for kids, and I love it. I love them so much. So I grabbed the most recent one. And then I also picked up Slow Down, 50 Mindful Moments in Nature by Rachel Williams. How flipping gorgeous is this book? I just can't. Like, I almost want to go buy this. So on each page, it has to do with like a moment in nature. A honeybee hive gets to work, and it goes through that moment. And then like, what's another one? One of them has to do with mosquito, and I'm like, ooh, yuck. A sparrow takes a bath. But the illustrations are so beautiful. And like, I think that this is the coolest. Moss drinks in a woodland rain shower. Like, how can you even? So I grabbed that because I want to look through it, and then my kids can look through it too. But I just think it's beautiful. All right, that's it. That's all I have out from the library right now. Like I said, these are only physical things. This is not including what my kids have checked out for themselves. Like, we have picture books and chapter books and all the things for them. This also is not including all of the ebooks, audiobooks, all of that, because that I feel like could be a whole other video. If you are interested in seeing what I currently have checked out electronic wise, like ebooks, audiobooks, let me know. I can do a video of that too. I'm happy to, but it can be a lot sometimes. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you've read any of these books, let me know. Let me know which ones I definitely need to prioritize before they have to go back to the library, because some of them have been renewed a few times already. So yeah, let me know what you think. Other than that, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you stick around and subscribe. And until next time, see ya.